intention satisfaction. Pam, do you want to
Yes. My intentions are to provide some updates about Hatch Outreach stuff. Also, I would love if we can go and get some updates in that curate list. Hear about what's going on with projects, and maybe give an update there too, and see what's going on with all of us. So, and I'll pass to Nate.
Yeah, my intentions are to get caught up on Hatch Outreach stuff, see where you guys are at. I saw the Excel document of everybody listed and who you've talked to, and it's pretty awesome. And just trying to keep up with what you guys are up to, and no distractions at the moment. So it's good. And I'll pass this up.
Thanks, Nate. Yeah, my intentions are like every week, think with you guys, getting the recording, and yeah, let's see what's going on. No distractions. Back to you, Edu.
thank you? My intention for the call is having a small work session actually and getting some things done. And then my distraction is that I am in my office and they are doing a physiocracy workshop right now that I am missing out. So that's a distraction for me. But that's it. Hello, Griff. You're the last one on intentions and distraction, Griff.
Perfect. I'm distracted by just coming from the Common Stack AMA, and sorry for being late. And let's see. I also just have so many tabs open with so many things that I'm trying to work on. Yeah, bad. So that's very distracting. But intentions continue with this awesome work. Maybe pass along an updated trusted seed deck that I took from Jeff's and just made a few modifications and made it. I actually sent it to Owaki, so I don't know. I want to just add it to our list of things, and yeah, play the game.
What about you, Metaverde? Run of intentions and distractions, and welcome to the call.
Good morning. Let me see. I can put the for a second. Intentions and distractions. Is that what we're doing? Well, my intention is to catch up and be here and let you know that I love you and I miss you. And I've been busy. I haven't been ignoring or running away. And my distraction is that I'm in Alaska and I have been kind of catching up with like the 3 people I care about here. And am behind on the Solidity course that Gabby's doing, even though I appreciate it very, very much. Oh, and catching up with Hatcher stuff because that's like really running at us fast. And I need to know what's going on. That's my intention.
Thank you. So we have a few points on the agenda for today. Leave it on here. I wanted to know about the AMA call, which was the easy topic. But we are gonna do a small update on Hatch Outreach and where we are right now. The first point that I have in the agenda regarding this is I had a call with Lauren. We onboarded her on Monday, and she gave me some names. James Farrell, as Griff mentioned. But it came to my attention to ask Griff particularly if there is if these people who belong to Give It House or to Give It as organization, Gitcoin, or any of these I don't know how you call it, members of these organizations are on the easy grade, or we are leaving them to the end, or there is someone just like James, just to because Lauren mentioned how important it was, but at the same time she mentioned that she thinks that none of the people from their side were.
Yeah, I mean, we can always start going out to external communities. I really think, it's one of these things, how do we want to prioritize? I think it's good for people. It's nice. I feel like maybe it'd be nice to have 2 lists, right? Like friendly, low risk hatchers that people can, like, if you're the first, if this is like still an early onboarding hatcher onboarding adventure for you, maybe we throw you at a friendly audience, and but then it's not like, dude, those guys will come. Like, they don't need to be onboarded. They're already in, right? Their work forgiveth. The common stack is like there. So I don't know that we need to prioritize them, but it would be, of course they would appreciate it. But what about Shebnem? Have we onboarded Shebnem? I don't know. Probably.
Yes,
yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah. So, but like those people, the people who are going to Omega, that are in the Omega call, the people who are in the TC circles, I think should be a higher priority.
Yeah, the question was mainly because with Lauren, she told me the same thing you just mentioned. Like, she was already trusted seat. She already had paid her membership dues. She had already done half of the work. She already have done half of the work, but she didn't have no clue about the hack. Like, she had zero idea about what she was getting into. So that's why I was like, this is interesting because most of these people, because of common stack, they have done and pay membership dues, but they don't know what they're getting into. So that's why I'm asking.
That's okay. They'll figure it out. I mean, that's the thing. These are the we're going to get some people who just come along because they find their way, but then there's the people that we really need to focus on, are the people that we will not find their way without us grabbing their hand, right? So
Alrighty. So we go to then there's another question that came from Dave, which was, are we going to use the mainnet? And then yes, the answer was no. I was just checking that there was the correct answer.
I think our Swiss association is a little highfalutin. Okay, in Switzerland we like mainnet, but in the real world, the TEC, we're going. The Swiss association does mainnet, but the TEC XDAI.
And then the second question that came from Hatch Outreach this week was about the name pending success score. And then someone mentioned, I think it was Juanca, that it was a bug on the front end, because people were asking like, hey, why do we have the same score? What is pending? What is not pending? And so on.
I'll let Tam handle that.
For the Swiss membership DAO?
Yes.
So before you've paid your dues, you do not have your score is not activated. So on the bottom left, it'll say pending dues, pending score. And then once you pay your dues, the user journey is essentially that the score on the top now reflects your actual score that's been activated. There was an issue that was corrected. So if you, for example, were to go to the membership page now, before it would say pay membership dues. So it was a little confusing for people on whether they had to pay dues again. And now it says your membership dues have been paid, pay additional membership dues. So now it's clear, as of maybe earlier this week, that issue has been corrected.
Okay. Yeah, because that was the question. The membership score was okay. It's about why it still shows that I still have to pay membership dues. And it was a question that was asked 2 times in onboarding, and I didn't have a correct answer for that.
Yeah, you shared that with me, and it was also shared to me in other venues too. So the folks that are doing the dev for the membership DApp have corrected it. Now it actually says your membership dues have been paid, and that you can additionally contribute if you wish.
Yeah, and thank you, of course, for never be shy about bringing up issues. But of course, yeah, expect that it will take us time to fix.
No, it's okay. And it's actually I entered it with Lauren, and it still said membership pending. Now it's gone, so that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think our cadence for that DAP is once a week on Wednesday. We have a meeting later today, so expect a lot of bugs to get fixed Monday and Tuesday. Because they want to show it off on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the
and
text looks
then-
like this now, just so you can see. So it says your dues are paid, so you don't accidentally pay again.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. And then I think this is good news for Mesa Verde. I think you will be happy with this. We have now a presentation startup that we, it's called, how you call it, Tam? Hatch Deck? Hatch Deck?
Yeah.
Have you done any,
Yay!
have you done any improvement to the document? I actually use it for Lauren.
Every day. Every day, I improve it.
I need the latest update then. Kidding. Yeah, so it proved really useful. I noticed some changes, at least the version I use with Lauren. It covers basically everything and it has answer for basically everything. So it's really useful. And I saw, for example, Lily, she didn't use it. She used just her memory and it went fine. But I do notice a difference in between having a bullet point follow up, a bullet point like point by point guide, than having just rely on your memory because it's easier with the deck to do the onboarding. It's way easier than just relying on your uh, memory, let's say, in a way, to go through, or any script, because you have this. You can show this while you are doing the presentation, so you don't have to read the script while you are doing the presentation.
Yeah, thanks for that feedback. The other benefit is that the follow-up with the person you're onboarding is just to send the PDF.
Yeah.
Print a PDF, keep it local, and then when you wrap up, just, as soon as you end the meeting, you just shoot this PDF over, and it's everything that they need in it, all the links that they'll need, and clearly articulated what their next steps are as well.
Yeah.
I found that a lot of people this came about because I found that a lot of people were taking notes while I was doing the session with them. And I thought, okay, hold on, pay it, like, let's stay here so that you don't have to worry about taking notes, and I'll send you something at the end so you can have everything you need.
Yeah, and this is really useful. So has anyone here have any update or onboarded someone this week besides me and Tam? Or Tam, do you want to start with the feedback if you have onboarded someone this week?
Yeah, I did like 8 people this sprint. There's just a lot, really a lot. And it was interesting because we're going, if we think of like concentric circles outside of like the core active contributors in TEC and stewards, and I'm starting to get out in the external concentric circles where I have to actually explain more about TEC. And it's a little what you were saying about Lauren, so I added this essentially, which is like the why and how, so starting with like, what do you already know about the TEC? So I can understand where we start. Like, do we have to just explain it from the beginning, or is their understanding of it already pretty high? And then we could sort of just jump into like the bigger picture things and the process and the more detailed stuff, the more technical stuff. Technical in terms of like the details, not technical in terms of like parameters or anything. So I thought that was really interesting. I have the first person in all of the sessions that I've done who is undecided. And it was somebody that's very far. So the first time they heard about TEC, and it was like really aligned in terms of the kind of projects and commons and public, open source, public goods, really aligned on all of those lines, but didn't know about the TEC Hatch, had a lot that he was already working on and wanted some more time to reflect and think about it. So I thought that was interesting actually too, because as we're moving outside these circles, there are people that want to take time to think about what the TEC is and do a little more exploration. So I think that's maybe some of the feedback.
Nice.
But most people we're still talking to are still so enthusiastic and can't wait.
Yeah. Quick question, brief or time. Can you check if Libby updated Manu? He gave some commitment, but in the TEC create, he has not been updated. I don't know if his number was added to the list before I forget.
Fight pandemics. Okay, I'll add him then.
Yeah, he gave us a comment already.
Great.
So yeah, just checking if he on your private list he has it shown there.
Okay.
That's it.
I'll double check then.
Thank you. Yeah. So
I can
yeah.
say I don't see Livia here, but Livia and I onboarded Cassidy from Centrifuge. She also wanted to review. Maybe I didn't push for the soft commit. It was I had 2 calls that were only half an hour, and so they weren't. I didn't feel like I could really push either one of them to make a soft commit in like after like 15 minutes. I'm confident. They were with Cassidy from Centrifuge, who's their lead token engineer, and Owaki from Gitcoin, Kevin Owaki. And I mean, Kevin Owaki and I had some other things to talk about too, unfortunately. So I think we talked for about 12 minutes on the TEC. And so I followed up, and he said when the Gitcoin round is done, he'll do some more research and maybe we'll have a follow-up call. But he'll give me a soft commit. He's in for sure. And then Cassidy also just wanted to review some stuff, and Livia's going to follow up with her.
Can I follow up with you with that's the guy who tweets a lot, right? I cannot pronounce his name.
Kevin Owaki.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, can I be on the follow up because I always see his tweets and I'm always curious to know who he is.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the problem is that he and I have other things that we want to talk about. You know, like Giveth stuff and da da da, and also he's got projects, and so sometimes it doesn't work. I have another one of these calls with Adria this week where but you onboarded Adria Edu already?
No, I talked to him about it, but I mean, in my office, he's always like doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and he had this call with David. So I had assumed that I mean, David explained him most of this stuff because they were doing the contract stuff here. So he knows the entire process.
I mean, he's auditing. He definitely knows the tech side. I don't know how much he knows the cultural side, and I don't think he knows anything about the trusted seed or any of that. I mean, probably a little bit. He practically lives at my house sometimes. So, but like that being said, I'm going to onboard him, but we're also going to talk about a bunch of common swarm stuff and other things. And so I'm not going to invite anyone else because it's like, oh yeah, it's just like a tick on the agenda.
Do you want me to do that onboarding here so you can have all this common swarm for yourself in the session rather than divide the session into?
Yeah, I mean, you could. No, I mean, I think I already have the call scheduled for tomorrow. It's happening. It's gonna happen. I think it'll work out.
Okay. Pam, what do you mean with outreach tracker? Oh, the TC grade. Sorry, I didn't see the link. So let's jump into that. So for the ones who doesn't know, we have a spreadsheet called TEC grade. Oh, thank you, Pam. You are faster than I am. We have a spreadsheet called the EC Curate where we have filtered and assigned by name. And we have on the left side people who we want to onboard. And on the right side, notes and people who have picked that name to, for any reason, onboarded them. So we are using the 2 tag teams. Some of them have already the second, some of them doesn't have a second. So basically what we do, if Metaverde, Nate, or Shui want to take a look at it, if you know anyone and wanna maybe be as a second and join as a second in any of these calls, it's an interesting process to get to know people also. So we are missing Dave for having updates on his ones. But shall we have an update one by one time or?
Did you filter it? I just lost my.
No, I'm not touching it.
Oh, I think maybe I did it then. No, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really oh, hey Jake, you're back. You're here. I think oh, good. Thanks whoever did that for me. So, we're going to take off, give a soft commit and undecided and onboarding waiting response. And then we'll order by, we'll take off Griff 0 and 1. Those are yours, right? Oh, we'll just include those as well. So anything that's not a blank in this means that they've been tagged for the upcoming sessions. So we have a lot. So how do we want to do this? Give me one moment to think. 2 things is get updates on where we are. Maybe we can go around in each person. And the second thing would be to, for anything like these, you put names in, you know, have people start reaching out to people that are on this list.
Yeah.
Maybe we start with updates. I know Livia, we'll not do Livia's now. I think mine are updated, not that one, but that one's Griff, okay. So Jake, you and I started doing some updates on this. Do you want to let us know where you are with, we'll go one by one through them maybe? If we start with you.
Yeah, I'm watching the screen. So can you point? Yeah, exactly. Okay. 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 So I have a Dawid. I've never seen David with a W ever in my life. Okay, but I have Dawid on Thursday, and I have I'm pretty sure I'm going to have Nate on Friday.
Who's your second?
I don't know yet. I have no idea yet. I just got calls lined up, and I'm gonna start shooting out to people about what can I. They're all on my time frame, so I don't have CET yet. You know, I can't ask you guys. I could, but they're not. Actually, you know what? Dawid is pretty early my time, so it's afternoon for either one of you. So it doesn't matter if you want to jump in on that, you can.
I can jump on that.
I have Dawid on Thursday at let me just make sure it's Thursday at 7 a.m. I'm pretty sure.
Are you saying Dawid? Is this name wrong? Dawid? Is this just a typo? This is correct.
No, that's well. I hope it's not a damn.
His name is David.
Guys.
His name is David, but he's German and it's spelled with a W. He lives in Germany. Maybe it's from somewhere else. I don't know.
Oh my God! I would have liked to have known this. I would have really liked to have known this. Anyways,
I was gonna jump in with the German W.
So I have him at Thursday at 7 a.m. My time, so that's 8 a.m. EST. So we're looking at what is that? 2 p.m. CET.
Can I make a suggestion? I've been trying to figure out what the best way is for me to get people to be the second, and it's difficult to be like, hey, can you? So I wonder if we just, when you have a date set, if you can, in Hatcher Outreach, share that date, and then somebody can volunteer to second. Does that sound like an easier way to find a second?
Yeah, but I think it would be easier if you mention the people who are at least on the same time zone. So that person gets notification, because otherwise people doesn't get notification about the channel post.
What if we make a Discord like DM group that shows up really well on the sides, and there's only 9 of them, not everyone in the hatch.
Fucking awesome.
Nice.
Okay,
Who's doing it?
I'll make it.
Meta Verde, do you want to take on Dawi?
Okay, no echo, yay.
I already got him. We're Thursday 7 a.m. Oh, that's Central Time. So 8 a.m. EST Thursday, David.
Sorry, Meta Verde, what were you saying?
I don't know how well I'll talk with the echo. Yeah, I can be tagged to help with people, absolutely.
Thank you.
Uh, if the if somebody's looking for me for a second, just DM me.
Great.
I
And the rest
guess.
of these people, Jake?
Yeah, I've reached out. Okay, so I've reached out to Pavle. I've reached out to Fiola. I don't think I said that right. I've also reached out to the young kid Warrior. I haven't heard back yet. I'm still trying there. Mateo.
You know he's Victor, right? I don't know if you're calling him YKW because that's all you know, or if that's what you're just calling him because his name's Victor.
Okay, so this is why you're here, babe. It'd be great. It'd be great for your help. It would be awesome for your help with this. Like, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it would be great. It'd be great to get a hold of Victor. Mateo, I'm pretty. Olivia said she did it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I'll drop her
exactly.
a line. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And Nate's in the call, isn't he?
Yep. And
Oh,
we're
he
on
was.
for Friday.
I think me and Nate are going to have a call on Friday.
Cool. Excellent.
4
So whoever wants to jump in on that, except it's going to be in the afternoon EST. So you guys are all going to be in bed. Except
There's just one more monstrosity or monstrosity.
Yep, I gotta.
Oh my God,
I've talked to him. Yeah, I've talked to him, and we're just trying to figure out a time.
Also, Jake.
Monstrosity is in absolutely everything. He was very instrumental in getting Agave organized.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. He's busy, but I have talked to him, and we're.
Oh, I'm saying he's amazing, and I'm really excited about this.
Cool. Should we jump to you, Griff? There are some updates we can add to for your list.
Sure. Jake, can you mute? You have a nice echo. Let's see. There is. I guess I could definitely reach out to Chris. No, I think I have everything updated.
Jake, can you mute? Yeah, thank you.
I don't have any updates beyond what's in there.
Cool. All right, let's look for Eduardo.
Yes, please.
Cool.
So I added a bunch of names to my list. This is we are gonna make a small stop here. So if you see in the bottom tab, Griff, we have added a new tab called Gitcoin projects, which are basically the projects that we pull out from your list of the grants. So if you see in the market status, these 4 people are on the TEC curate list too. So I basically put my name to these 4 people, except on Martin, that Martin has your name on it. So I added mine as a second one. But these are the only 4 people who we have on the TEC curate, at least to my knowledge. There are a bunch of names that I don't know their name or what is the real name because they created the account under they keep coin grant under another name. So yeah, so if you go back to individual hatchers tab, there are a bunch of them that are from the Gitcoin graph. And then besides that, the rest. Tonga was already done. Igor already gave a soft commitment. The last one. And then Christopher, we still missed a soft commitment with him. We did a soft onboard of him because he came to the call. he came to a call, so he knows, but he still haven't provided us of comment. And then Ethic Raul, and the first three never answered. And Eli Hanover, I reached him out through Discord and still waiting for a reply from him. The rest, I just picked these names today, so the rest of them haven't been sent or contacted yet.
Excellent. Good. Can I take Barnaby? Can I take this one?
Sure.
All right. Okay, cool.
Hey Jake, since you're doing a lot of reach to people from One Hive, I know about Pablo. Metaverde knows him really good too. He applied for becoming a trusted seed, and I think he paid his yearly fee, but that's it. I don't think he has been like onboarded to the hatch yet. So maybe you want to talk to him. He'll be very interested.
He got passed on the seed thing, right? He's a seed.
Yes.
Who's Pablo? Is that already on your list, Jake?
Well, if they're talking about Pav the Max, if they're talking about, are you talking about Pavle or Pavo? Like, I mean,
Pav, P-A-V, from One Hive.
It's not Pav.
Yeah, be like in B.
It's not Pax the Max. Okay.
No.
Okay.
So we'll add it to the bottom.
I do want to say, hey Griff, I got a call back. I talked to Avi at Bancorp. But that just was initiated. So but I got a call back. So that conversation has started. We'll see how it goes. Okay.
Chewy, do you have a contact for Pablo from One Hive? Something I can just drop in. And Jake, is that something you're gonna take on too?
I'm down on Pablo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to anybody. So yeah, that's great. I love talking about the TEC. It's fucking awesome.
Okay. And Meta,
He's a prince among men.
And Meta, you're interested in shadowing Jake?
Absolutely.
Okay. I wonder if it's worth having this, like, remember we did a little introduction to Hatch Outreach, Eduardo? I wonder if it's worth doing that again for Meta Verde, just to sort of prime set on doing a Hatch Outreach.
Yes,
I don't know if maybe you can do it before that, but it's also will be good for you just to observe and watch Jake.
Yeah.
Cool.
We can have a small session with Verde if you want.
Excellent.
Cool.
Thank you. So that's in that sense. If we can we stay on the TEC rate? Can we move to the other bullet point of Gitcoin grant?
First, I just want to make the announcement: 66 sessions and over 290,000 in soft commitment. So I think we should constantly keep it on our radar.
Good job, guys. That's awesome.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you want to go to the Gitcoin grants?
So, does anyone from this call recognize anyone from these projects, or anyone from these projects can just take a look and fill up with the contact name or the handler, Telegram, Discord, whatever you know about them. I have put their Twitter of all of these people. It took me a bunch of time. So if you can please take 5 minutes and check out if you know anyone and can put their contact name. That will be very helpful.
Oh, we're looking for people in these projects?
We are seeing if we have a point of contact for these projects. They are Gitcoin grants.
Okay.
So
I was in on an interview of someone from Bloom Network last week, so I do.
Nice.
Wow. I do know people. I always shock myself when I'm useful. Thank you.
Thank you. If you can add any point of contact. And Jake, what we're gonna say?
Well, I
yeah,
was just
I'll
going to
have
ask.
to backtrack and. Oh, I was just gonna say, I'll just have to like check back on who I interviewed. But it was a whole day of lots of people.
Thank you. Jake, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was going to ask Griff, can we talk to Jay again about True Blocks? Or what?
I guess I don't know the context. Jay's in. I don't know. I don't think we need. Did he not give a soft commit?
Sorry, we moved to proposals.
Yeah, we're talking about proposals, bud, not hatchers. So he already is a hatcher, and he has a CSAC score, and it would be fun to talk to him again about True Blocks.
You know, he's a really easy. He would present True Blocks to the TC in a spotlight.
And he got active in the token engineering Discord channel where we used to be. And he's coming to calls with the labs with YGG, not the tech labs, but stuff in token engineering Discord.
He's working with Bitcoin a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, he's getting active in our group, so that would be fun. I would actually really enjoy that.
I can reach out. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would say go for it, and I can ask him to do a spotlight.
That would be really, yeah, because we're talking about a Thursday call, and you were like, maybe Giveth, or I don't know if anybody's highlighted this, but I think we should go after Jay.
Okay, can you put your name into this spreadsheet, Jake, since you know him?
But I'm asking Griff because like that's his dude. Like, so is that okay? Like, can we go to Jay? Can we like True Blocks for Thursday? Can we like highlight this and get a proposal?
Let's separate the two things. Definitely, I think Griff, you're going to see if he can do the spotlight on tomorrow.
I'll message him. Yeah.
Awesome. Jake, you're going to reach out to him and you're going to see if he needs help submitting a proposal and encourage him to submit a proposal.
Okay.
Is that
okay?
Nice.
Before we continue on this, there's a bullet point I forget, and it's Jake, and you mute the. Thank you. There is a thing I forget, which is if it's okay for people we are onboarding as a hatcher to make them try token lock and the votation that we're doing for mission values and so on, because I think there is something nice to do in the meantime. But I don't know if it's okay. For example, people like Lauren who are already trusted seed. Is that okay if we tell them like, hey, if you want to see a little bit of how votations or how relevant your opinion is for our community, you can take a look at this. It's a token log. We're using it right now. Like, is that okay?
I don't see any reason why we couldn't encourage them to submit missions values and visions, but I would just wonder if I don't know that it's going to be appropriate for every session, but if you feel that the person has something that they would contribute, sure.
Okay. It's more about seeing them that they see the process more than submitting a stock emission value thing. It's more about, hey, this is a small. It's not a preview, but this is the way we are being horizontal. This is the way we are being participative. And if you're a hatcher, this is part of your thing. Anyway, that's it. I was just wondering that. So
it seems like I mean you can I think it seems like you can describe it, but if it's going to cause more confusion than less, maybe leave it out.
All right, good point. So proposal CC great. So no one else has any other point of contact of anyone here. I will deduce from that. In the document of reference that is at the top, it's the link of Cam's document. That the message that could be sent to this potential proposal.
So the idea here is really us to say, hey, we love your project. as Griff noted, to start with a compliment, and that in order to gain some exposure and potential funding, we'd like them to submit a proposal. So is that? I guess the question is it clear of what we want when we say we want them to submit a proposal? Is it clear to everyone what that means? And then maybe we can start assigning people to reach out to proposals, potential proposals.
I just gotta ask, like, I totally want token engineering proposals, but at the same time, like, what they're asking for is also has to be like understood, like, fully. Because what we're gonna raise and what we're gonna do, like, I understand that, like, these, you know, depending on them, they can bring more, but at the same time, like, we can't stretch out too much. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Is a concern that there are some projects that have high funding requirements?
Yes, unless they have a large base to bring with them.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we've been sort of steering. Sorry, a minute, just 1 second. We've been sort of steering away from setting price targets for projects and saying, you know, just price the project the way you think that it'll be, and maybe it will make sense. I don't know. It's a tough question. Sorry, Meta.
Exactly. It's very tough, and it's not like I don't want to, like, turn people away because we're trying to do something amazing, but at the same time, we have to be realistic.
Yeah, I feel like my thinking is that that'll sort of come out in the advice process, right? Like, that's the point of them submitting proposals now, so that we can, as a community, sort of give advice on the proposal as well. Meta, you had something to say too?
Oh, what I leapt to immediately was, like, time. You know, like, everybody here is really, really stretched for time, and we're really super busy right now. Do we really want to be soliciting more work? But it's really hard not to overextend. But, like, I feel like in the beginning of a proposal process that, like, we don't want to be soliciting a lot of proposals kind of in the context of come to us and we'll help you fund your project, turn it into a lot of advice rounds, and then ultimately possibly not have the money for the proposals. That's a bit, I'm not being critical, and I haven't been here. I just feel like we're really super busy right now with everything else.
Yeah, it's true. We're all super busy. But the proposals are necessary, really, because it's part of the system. It's part of, like, the entire thing. Without the proposal, what are we funding? So when we do Hatch Outreach,
soliciting proposals, I may be completely missing what's going on here. What I'm hearing is that we're finding ways to get more people to submit more proposals to ask for more money. Are we not getting any proposals submitted? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Because people aren't aware that it exists.
Okay. Now I understand.
Yeah, we don't have like the Bitcoin grants, and we don't have that momentum. So it's going to be a new method for funding token engineering projects. So we're telling people, hey, it's going to exist. Come submit a proposal, get some exposure.
And it's good to initialize it with key real projects that, like, can kind of set a standard. Be like, oh yeah, these are the projects that.
Absolutely. I was off in another world and thought, oh my goodness, don't we have enough proposals already? But the answer is no.
I have a question, Grace. There is I just to understand what was your kind of decision making process to pick this list. There is, like, for example, the blockchain for humanity, I think, award. And there are some proposals, some Bitcoin grants where I dig in and I didn't understand how they correlate. So I was just trying to understand what was your, like, there are also some from education, But for example, D4, the B4 awards, there's another two or three that I didn't understand very well. Like, what was your, just to understand
So
what was the
specifically
approach?
for B4 awards, I really like the idea of awards for doing award systems, whether it's every quarter or every year, having like a token engineering awards. And I was thinking maybe they'd be interested in setting something up like that. Or also, I know those guys, like they kind of spun out of Giveth as well, and so I think there could be something there where if we start, maybe they request something else, but we could leverage them later.
Alrighty. So the idea is that we get assigned or we pick projects to talk to them. So we can do that async if you prefer. You can take a look at the link and check the Gitbook grants and see if you like the project or not, and so on. I will start reaching out this week to these people. The idea is that we fill up with the contact, so we don't have to do it through Twitter, because otherwise, except for the ones that says it's on TEC, the rest of the 24 projects needed to be or will be reached out by Twitter or any other link, because we didn't find a way to reach out through Gitcoin. There is no like private messaging in Gitcoin grid. Am I wrong?
I'm not sure. If there is, people wouldn't see it anyway.
Right. So there is no way to.
You can make a comment. You can make a public comment, but yeah, private.
Right. Okay. Next point. Are we okay on this? Any doubt? Any questions regarding this part? We have 10 minutes left.
So who's going to be reaching out to proposals? Who's on this in this group? So Eduardo, Jake. Okay. Is Griff hiding?
I'm super interested in Bloom Network, and I'm willing to, burrow my way in and find Danny Bell if that helps.
Griff should hit up Danny. That's the same Danny, right? For Giveth.
Yeah, Danny and Magenta work for Giveth too. So
I can hit up Danny.
Oh, I feel like it was Magenta I talked to.
Like that ain't no thing. Like
you could go visit Danny in person.
Yeah. No, she's not back yet, bud. She's not back yet.
In a couple days.
We will try to use the same second system of someone assisting this call. So I think whenever you set up a call with Danny Bell, Grace, you can invite Meta Verde.
No, we're not giving that one to Griff. Actually, why don't we do this? Why don't we say for the next sprint, everyone just pick one. Anyone who wants to do the projects, just pick one. And maybe we leave Griff out of this. I'm also going to buy out of this because I'm so deep with the Hatch Outreach that I don't want to take on more than I can commit to. So
this is a prime opportunity for us to really jump in, and I don't mind helping with that to some extent, because I'm also very busy with the TEC, because we're getting the upgrade is right now. It's right now. But if others want to get involved, this is a great time and opportunity to do so.
So it sounds like we need, what we first need to know is who's going to be able to do project outreach, and then we can start to maybe even have a training session for how to do project outreach, and then start the engine.
For me, it's the process of I will reach out to everyone here, and then when it comes to the meeting, it can be handled by or divided by. I think it will be easier in that way, but I don't know. I'm open to suggestions.
No, that's fantastic. I love. But we, if anybody involved right now in this wants to jump in on what we do, on how we do it, that would be really cool. because then we can like set loose.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
really
just want-
important too. This is really important work to reach out to projects because it's really sort of representing the TEC and making sure that the TEC has really cool projects because that's a key component to our successful launch.
Okay, so we're not, to be clear, the token engineering comments, we're not looking, it doesn't have to be like public good oriented, right? We're looking for interesting uses of tokens? No. Okay, Griff, clarify.
It needs to be token engineering oriented. So the ideal project is token engineering public goods, like something that will help token engineers do token engineering. Could be like token spice.
Not uses engineering. Yeah. Sorry.
Something that makes it easier to do token engineering and is accessible for people. Token Engineering Academy is a good one. CAD EDU course.
Well, I'm looking at the
top
games. Like the game that Sandesh is building, they're going to integrate tokens into that, and it's basically an Axie battle game on XDie. I have no idea if that's anywhere in range.
So you have to think like those people probably understand the need for token engineering, and they might even be building something to make token engineering easier for themselves. Well, what if they could open source that, get lots of feedback, get funding to make it better, right, and share it with the world? That's kind of the approach.
Oh, it's all open source, yeah.
Yeah. So they're already doing this work. They're making so that their project might be open source, right? But how did they design their project? Is that open source?
How did they what?
Design. How did they decide the game theory behind their project? How did they set it up? Like, did they make it something repeatable where other people could do the same thing they did? If they did, that's the piece.
I'll talk to them. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure everything that we do there is open source, but I just hadn't thought about it.
Yeah,
I'm always running on that assumption.
There is also some really incredible balancer, and they have some great stuff going on already. And Bandcore, there's some other really cool stuff people are working at. Jesus, Han, you need to DM me. Like there's a lot of other groups too that are really working hard at token engineering. It's outside of our little space that are really cool that could use some help, but it's the language and it's hard. It's hard.
Okay.
There's a lot of barriers because they're all European and it's crazy.
It just occurred to me that maybe I don't know if this is inappropriate. I don't think so. The people that are applying to OneHive for grants for in the proposals for different token engineering type stuff. I mean, it's not like wrong to get funding from different sources, right? Like they could also apply here. And that would be really super helpful. And that would be helpful to OneHive too.
There you go. If you can add to the spreadsheet Metaverde, or if you contact them, or if there whatever information you have about them, that would be really helpful. So one last point. I was going through the Gitbook just to check in some stuff, and it came to my attention just these little things that are on. This is an example. I just wanted to understand something. So there is this phrase. We are not using the phrase common stack as a specification, right? We are using trusted state. Okay. And then yeah, there is like my question is for Livy or for Mitch, like how do I submit changes? Basically, that's my question.
How do you submit what? I'm sorry.
changes to Gitbook content.
Oh, I don't know if you have the permission.
I don't think so.
Let me see. What is
Take
that you wanna edit?
it's on the screen. It's like we are saying become part of the Common Stacks Association. And we changed that a few weeks ago, I think, to become part of the trusted seed. And
Oh,
then
right.
the second thing is about adding the link to the Google Calendar directly because it's an empty click there. And then there is also the description of the hatch. It mentions a faces concept that we sort of need to align on this because it's different. We see different concept of different faces in different documents. So that's something else that I will need. That it will be nice to check if how do we like sort of have the same script, let's say in a way, or the same description for this hatch process. I think it could be nice. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. All the adding you there now. All of the hatch documents, they were edited so many times. And
Yeah,
I feel like it would be nice to maybe I was reading them yesterday and I don't know, there was nothing outstandingly wrong. So maybe we
yeah,
just need to talk and understand what are the things that need to be
yeah.
changed and what are the things that you mean that we're not like aligned and that are communicated in different way in different places. That would be
Sure.
very helpful.
We can do a small hack session for that.
Nice.
We are at the top of the hour. So, anything else someone wants to say or contribute before we finish? One,
Thanks,
two,
Eduardo.
three. Thanks, everyone.